Hi everyone, this is Elena and I'm on the VibeJam podcast, and today my guest is Mikhail Sorokin, a delivery manager professional and a consultant who mentors team in project and delivery management. He also a product manager and AI enthusiast and a vibe coder and a prompt engineer. He's the author of shiplab.net. So welcome Mikhail to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, hi. So, Mikhail, it's fantastic that you joined, and I'm expecting such an interesting conversation with you because you have so many interesting roles and experiences, and you probably will be sharing with us something amazing that you built recently. But before we will go, what you built, and because our podcast is mostly about what you built and experience you have and sharing this knowledge with other people, I'd like to ask you about some definition, because we have this year we kind of created in the world a term of vibe coding, but what it is, how you would define what it is vibe coding for you?
So let me go back to the introduction that you made, and there is one particular line that I think defines me well as a person, as well as it's a good explanation what what vibe coding is. So I'm a father of 3 kids, and one of the kids is 12 years old. And I kind of do little lessons of computer science to that kid and to his friend. So I do that for free. It's just for spreading the knowledge. And we started the classes with Figma. And the other day, actually a couple of weeks ago, I had an idea. Why don't I just teach them how to use AI tools so that they can have fun and they can have vibe coding vibes while using the tools. And I think the easiest way for them to get a grasp what the capabilities of those tools are is just to build a simple game. So, and within approximately 60 minutes of a session, each of them build a game. So it was, so from technology perspective, it was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, but let's not go deep into the technological details. However, they were really fascinated by the results that they achieved. So one of them built for Flappy Birds or Flappers. I can't remember exactly what that name is. And the other guy built the snake game.
Nice.
So, and I was really surprised to see. So it felt really natural to them. So they had an idea of what the game should look like in their mind. And now they had that technological capability to translate that idea into something that they can touch, that they can feel, that they can share and play themselves, and maybe share with their. So I think that example just shows what vibe coding, and I would say in my case this is more AI powered development than vibe coding, because vibe coding is like you catch the vibe what this tool can do for you, and you interact with the tool to see where your journey can add, what, for example, game you can create. So I definitely understood what a vibe coding in their case is, so that they were just caught by those vibes, and they were unleashing their creative potential, creating the games. And in my case, this is more AI powered development, because I clearly see what the end result of what I'm doing is. So I'm not just catching the vibes. I know what I want to do in the end.
Yeah, so if I can summarize your answer, it's actually you are telling that the vibe coding is very different for different people. So for the people who'd like to just explore the tool, they just like these kids, yeah, they just wanted to basically take the idea from their brains and see something tangible. In your case, you are more professional, so you really want to see the professional results of what you do with AI. And like basically, vibe coding is different for different person depending on the goals. Yeah, amazing.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'm extremely curious what you built. So you are going to present and share the screen and tell us. I'll be jumping with my questions. As a non-technical person, I will be asking sometimes very stupid questions. Yeah, but this is for me and for audience to understand the details because we all want to be a little bit more technical and a little bit more confident with different tools. So please go ahead, tell me what you built and how you started, how you came to this idea, like tell us.
Yeah, thank you for asking how my journey started, because the journey of AI-powered development, I think it started for me sometime in July of this year. And it wasn't a smooth journey, because at first I was fascinated by the tools and the capabilities that they provided. And then as the application started to grow, I understood that I'm hitting the limitations of the tools. So, and however, luckily I had tried other tools. So let me share my screen and
Amazing.
say tell a little bit more about um if I believe you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I
So
see your
you see
screen. Yes, ship
see
ship lab. Yeah.
that ship lab.
Yeah.
So this is lovable environment, and lovable is absolutely adorable. Why I say so? Because the number of iterations where you achieve good result with lovable is just perfect, meaning that you don't spend time, you don't spend hours troubleshooting this or another error. You just say that this is what the end result should look like. If you know how to use the tools like Figma to visualize your ideas, that is even like you mentioned in my introduction, you introduced me as a delivery consultant, and I want my place on the internet to show some of the cases where I did delivery consulting, and what was so where it all began. I had Excel spreadsheets that helped me to define what delivery methodology should be for this or another case. And basically, in Excel spreadsheets, I had a visualization of this diagram, and that was there were questions behind that. So, and at some point, I realized that I had to automate that. I had to make a software to audit that. So, and even though I am a software development professional, I don't really have super strong coding skills right now. And so I've been in management for quite many years. So I know how good software should look like, but I don't want to spend
Yeah.
months, yeah, actually implementing the software. So especially, I think that's more that is a quite complex piece of software, because so when you move the sliders, the chart updates, and the dot on the chart moves, and that slider is just one diagram, and then you have another diagram, and it also, and there's also interaction between what you
Mm-hmm.
answer in your questions and the slider. And then when you finish answering your questions, you have those assessment results, and you have your framework generated for you for the context of that you define through the questions. And then you get integration with Google Gemini to find patterns in your answers. So I think it's quite complex piece of software. And yeah, I'm super I was thrilled that I could do all that stuff by just explaining in plain English what I needed, and I didn't really go technical in my explanations to lovable. So it was just plain English, and that that's it. So, and I got an amazing software product by just explaining that in plain English. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I had a problem, or just I had a situation that I had to do some analysis of how my website ranks in Google.
Okay.
And I remember 15 years ago, in order to understand how your site ranks in Google, you had to either purchase some software or do some manual work. And I thought that I can easily develop a rank checker myself. So I
Okay.
just went to Gemini and we worked on specifications for the product. And I just opened Google Anti-Gravity and said, this is what the product should look like. Can we build a product?
Yeah.
So
Just
when I
to stop
yeah,
for 1 second. So you
sure.
right now switched to another tool, which is called Google. Uh,
Anti-gravity.
in yeah. Why you switched? It's very interesting for the audience. So why you selected the Google tool anti-gravity and what it gives to you, like just a little bit more about the tool because I hear this maybe the second or third time. I'm not familiar with this tool.
Okay. So let me get back to Sheeplab. And actually, so the answer to your question is simple. So this is Gemini 3 Pro. And it is the AI model that is integrated into anti-gravity. And it is free. So in regular Gemini, you can have long conversations, but the context of what you do is kind of limited in those conversations.
Yes.
And building Sheeplab, I use the approach. So I think it's kind of more product management approach
Okay.
where so for example, when I build a new feature, so, for example, this is the economics of, that's a feature, that's a new feature for Sheeplab, and I write a specification and so I write that in here, and I have assistants, and when I need this or another feature, so I can say that act as delivery expert. And I have definition of what delivery expert is. So basically, that's kind of advanced prompt engineering. So this is the role of how AI should work. So and imagine that you are a seasoned senior delivery manager, and this is what you know. This is how your logic should operate.
Yeah.
This is what you should know about delivery frameworks. And I give specific instructions that you need to be context aware. You need to be holistic in your view. You need to work on actionable output. And for example, so I want AI to act as a delivery expert. And so, for example, I need to validate the document.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I do: uh, act as delivery expert, and what else? Where do we go? Economics of agility. Review
Mm-hmm.
and say what you think.
Okay, fantastic. So you basically created a persona here.
Right.
And with this persona, you are validating one part of your framework and giving, and just basically it's a not a customer research, but like it's a kind of close, yeah. So you are like validating with professional AI professional.
Right. Absolutely right. So I just give it instructions what that AI professional or delivery professional should look like. And so, for example, when I discuss content for the website, I ask it to be a marketing persona. So, as a marketing professional, or when I need some advice on SEO optimization, I ask it to be web architect or content strategist. So it's like other me's doing the
Yeah,
job. And
yeah.
yeah,
How many do you have? How many personas right now?
yeah, mainly three.
Mainly. Okay, nice. That's three is a good start.
I mean, at work, I have also two personas. At some point, I work as a product manager, focusing on high level requirements. And when I need to decompose those high level requirements into user stories, I act as a different persona as product owner. So, yeah, so this is the critical gaps that it identified. So, and I could work. Uh,
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, such a structured. Actually, I like the interface. It's so well structured. It's so comfortable. You have like these folders, document, and also chat, and like it's like a cozy and nice feeling. I like it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Okay, so coming back to Lovable and your website. So, as I understood, is it a project that people can use right now? Like how it works? Like basically, who is your audience? Like, who is coming to the assessment? What the results they receive? Is it like paid or free? Like, what is this like? Tell a little bit more.
So the project is it's already live. However, it's really early in its life. I released it in November, I think. So I released that. I purchased the domain and released it sometime in November. It is absolutely free now because I want basically I want to share with people the knowledge that I gathered as a delivery professional. And the target audience for this website is so it's for middle project managers who need to identify what framework, what delivery methodology, what delivery approach should be used for this or another setting. Yeah, and I'm planning to do a training for on delivery management. So and another part of the audience, basically same audience, hopefully will come to my training on delivery management.
Okay. Yeah. So you basically took all your knowledge, all your frameworks, packaged in a very interactive format
Yes,
available for people to try it on and understand like how it works, helping basically junior people that not that senior as you just to get the best what they can, but also join your course or training just to get more in-depth knowledge for the subject.
absolutely correct. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, so it looks nice. I totally agree with you. Also, I think I started vibe coding in May, and I was like, it was like Netflix for me, to be honest, because it was like so so empowering because you immediately see the result, you correct it, you develop feature by feature, and you just improve it, you add a custom design. Yeah, I spend most of my credits to custom design, to be honest, because I'm really like to add different styles and see how it goes. Functionality wise, I see that you spent quite a time for functionality on all this like moving charts. What was difficult for you? Something that you stuck for a couple of days, maybe for a couple of hours. Do you remember?
Can't remember any points where I stuck with Lovable because Lovable is absolutely adorable. However, my journey started with Microsoft Copilot. No, sorry, it's not Microsoft Copilot. It's GitHub Copilot and Cursor. So I started using them. No, actually, before that, I started doing prototypes in Gemini, and it was just static. Those were just static pages, and then I thought that I should move on, and I started using those tools that I mentioned. And at some point where I had to implement the flow between the pages, like so, this is the starting page, and the data had to be stored, and the answers had to be stored. I had to spend hours explaining the tool, what needs to happen, where the data needs to be stored. And at a point I realized that well, it's not helping me that much. And then I came across Lovable and just gave it a try. Basically, I had a spec because everything that what I was doing without the AI tools, I put in a code and in a spec. So I had all the specifications just written in plain language already there. So I just put the part of the spec to Lovable and just was amazed how powerful that tool was. So, and yeah, from that moment on, I continued working in Lovable.
Okay, yeah, clear. I'm very interested regarding Cursor because what I notice Sometimes people start with like a general purpose vibe coding tool, but then once they got this taste and flexibility and maybe courage, I don't know, to go to more kind of technical tools, they go to Cursor. At least some of my friends and colleagues. And I'm wondering, like you said, you've been in Cursor, so how did you feel there? And what is your understanding when you need to go from Lovable or any other vibe coding great tool into the Cursor or any other more technical tool? What was for you, and what is your assumption for other people to go?
So I am quite technical. I understand how software works, how software is built, nuts and bolts. I so if you consider if we I would assess myself on the scale from 1 to 10. I would assess my technical skills about 4, meaning that I think I'm good at understanding what a software, what a database is, what is the difference between .NET and Java, what Python is, like what loops are, what different data structures are. However, I felt that I was not achieving what I wanted in Cursor with my technical level.
Okay.
Meaning that if you are already a software developer and you are around 8 compared to me, so I think you can leverage Cursor. If you are like me, I would not recommend you to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm afraid a little bit of Cursor. I installed it. I tried a little bit, but then I was like, I didn't receive, this positivity kind of. Uh, I don't know, burst. Then you build something with like vibe coding cool. You see the result, you see the progress, and it's like, but in Cursor, you wrote something, you just see another piece of like another text. It's not that I don't know, not that exciting somehow. Yeah, and I was like really interesting was to see also to hear from you. Yeah, yeah, it was a fantastic story. So the last maybe question regarding vibe coding: any other AI tools you find really helpful in your daily life? Except two tools you mentioned, Lovable and Google Anti-Gravity.
Yeah, I'm trying to I will open now Go Firebase.
Yeah, and maybe also telling why. Yeah, what is the use case for you in using it?
So here's another project that I'm doing. So the idea of the project is that you read a book and you see a word that you don't know in that book. I'm learning from Polish now, and yeah, I see how that tool fits into my context. So I last weekend I started developing this tool. It's not load. It's not always loading well. So, and I always heard that Firebase Studio has similar capabilities that are similar to Lovable. And I gave it a try, and I can say that it's good. It's free. However, it requires you more patience, requires more patience from you. And from what I understand, it's less powerful than Lovable. So remember when we talked about iterations to achieve a good result. Here in Lovable, I need 1 or 2 iterations to see a good result. Here, I need to be more technical, and I need more iterations to achieve what I wanted. So
Wow,
basically, this is
it can happen. Oh, yeah.
and there's that AI text to speech reader. So
Nice.
you hit the button and it starts reading for you.
Wow.
And so, for example, if you don't know the word cool, you can create a flashcard for the
Wow.
word, and then you can learn the flashcards. So, I mean, it's good, it's powerful, but a little bit less powerful than compared to Lovable. I think the advantage here is again more technical because you can more easily integrate with Google Firebase infrastructure, like Google Firebase database authentication and all that stuff.
It's such a interesting use case, but because I think, like, I don't know, everybody in my environment is learning any other language, like second language or third language, and you are basically created the tool for yourself to read based on to learn based on the text you read, or just random text, and then you also have this possibility to highlight the word, to have a quiz around the words you highlighted. Yeah, amazing. And is it like text, like, is it integrated somehow with the books you read, like online? You can just copy part of text. How it works, like?
Okay, so you go to the dashboard, you import text, like it can be plain text, it can be so for example, you want to read an article, you can import from URL, or you can just upload a book, either a PDF or text or EPUB book, and it is uploaded, parsed, and you see that in the list.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you read, you add words, and then you practice words.
Right.
Nice. So you basically built everything like everybody missed in the Apple books, or like the readers, because you highlight the word, you read the definition if you don't know, yeah, and then what? You just need or put it in some other tool. But you basically created a tool. You have your book here. Yeah, you just you collect your words and then you practice them, which is so powerful. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing
that's
tool.
exactly the problem that I was solving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, maybe while you will be developing this further and further, you will decide, or maybe productize this kind of a self-learning tool, and as a hobby project, it can grow to something bigger, it
Maybe.
feels like there is a potential here. At least it resonated with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Nice, Mikhail. It was such a great conversation. I enjoyed, and you highlighted so different tools, different approaches. And I think you said you are not that technical, but compared to people who just starting, you are quite technical, I would say. And it's a nice story also about kids who started and built their games and vibe coded their games. So I'm very grateful for you to coming to the podcast. And as a last question, can you tell me how the audience can be helpful for you? Do you need any help, any ask, and how people can reach to you?
So reaching to me is easy. On LinkedIn, you can find me on LinkedIn. So where you can be helpful. So sometimes I think I post valuable stuff on LinkedIn, and the other day I posted a text about my vision that vibe coding should be different terminologically from AI powered development, because vibe coding is you catch a certain vibe of product creation, and AI powered development is like you have a clear idea in mind. So what I'm asking, if you can comment on those posts, and if you can, help me spread that idea, because I think, yeah, it resonates with other people, help other people understand that. So it's a
Absolutely.
new thing for all us, and yeah, I don't want to feel lonely just spreading those ideas. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can give me a link, I will be definitely mentioning link in the episode description, also in my LinkedIn post. So just
sure.
to spread the idea of, and what you said, I totally agree. You are not alone. I feel a huge difference between vibe coding and AI powered tools. Vibe coding is really about, as you said, feelings. You don't really know what you develop. It's more like you are exploring. You are like
Yeah.
in exploration mode. But AI powered tools, you definitely have clear goals. Sometimes it's in a work environment. So, but vibe coding mostly it's just, yeah, it's just a nice experience. with not that clear goals sometimes. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Mikhail, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I think, yeah, it will be fantastic to stay in touch and see what you build next. And I hope people will enjoy our episode. And good luck to everyone who is building. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ila, for inviting me. I was really happy and thrilled to share what I'm doing because I really see myself as a AI enthusiast. Just because these tools allow you to unlock your creativity in product development and creating digital solutions. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.